So as you can see, I've drawn another rectangular prism, and we are going to find the surface area of the prism. So when you're finding the surface area of your prism, you need to find, I like to think of it as the combinations of the different ones. So you're going to need to find the area of this side and this side, the top and the right side, the left side, the back side, the bottom side. But you see that I have the yellow lines. We all know that those are all the same length. All the blue lines are the same and all the pink lines are the same because it's uniform all the way around. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the area of our we're going to call the blue one L. So we're going to have the area of our length times the area of, or the length of our yellow, which we're going to call that width. And since we have two of those, we have one on the top and we have one on the top and then we have one on the bottom. We're going to say that we have two of those. And then we are going to look at the width times the height. So we are going to be looking on this front side and the back side. So we are going to have our width times our pink height. And then we also know, since they're the same on the front and the back, that we're going to have two of those as well. And then we are going to be multiplying our height and our length. So that's going to be our two side pieces. So we're going to have our height, whoops, we're going to have our height, and then we're going to have our length. And like I said, we have two of those as well. So that's the area of all of our sides right there. And to find the total surface area, we're going to add up all of these. So essentially, our equation is going to look like this. We're going to have 2 of the length times widths plus 2 of the length times heights. And then we're going to add 2 of our width times our heights. And if you distribute this out, you end up with 2 times length times width plus length times height plus width times height. And this equals our total surface area. So with our triangular prism, the surface area is slightly different because it's not uniform all the way around. We don't necessarily know that this side is equal to this side in a triangular prism. If it was an isosceles triangular prism, then yes, that would, these sides here and the two sides would be the same and the bottom would be different. But since we don't know it's not an isosceles triangle, the only thing that we do know is that our two bases are going to be the same. So our two end pieces that are triangles are the same because that is by definition the triangular prism. So we are going to add the areas of those two bases. So we're going to have 2 of the areas of our bases. And then we're going to add, well, let's call this, let's backtrack a little bit. Let's call this A, B, C, and then the length to the other base is D. So we are going to have our area of our bases, and then, you know, this is obviously height. So we're going to have the area of the bases, so we have 2 of those, which we know is half of the base times the height. And then we are going to have to add in our 2 side pieces, which this side piece is C times D. C times D. And then we are going to have to add in this other side over here, which we see is B times D. because we know that this is B right here. This side of the rectangle is B, and then this side of the rectangle on the back side is D. And then we're going to add in the bottom piece, which we can see is this rectangle on the bottom is A times D. So it's a bit longer of an equation. So let me write that all out for you. So we have our 2 times our bases, which are half of our base times our height. And then we're going to add in the other sides. So we're going to have our A times our D plus our B times our D plus our C times our D. And since these two can cancel out, we can just get rid of those. So we're going to have our base times our height plus our one side of the prism plus another side of the prism plus another side of the prism. And so if you can look at this right here, this section right here, we can take out a D. So if you want it to even be shorter, plus, so we have our base times our height of our bases. That's the area of our bases is right here. And then we're going to add D times our A plus B plus C. And that is your total surface area of a triangular prism.